Even terrorists in Iraq were afforded more due process than you and the Democratic majority have afforded the president. I know, because I served in Iraq, and I prosecuted terrorists in Iraq, and we provided terrorists in Iraq more rights and due process in the Central Criminal Court of Iraq than you and Chairman Schiff have afforded the President of the United States.
So think about that. Forget whether prior presidents caught up in the impeachment were treated better in the U.S. Congress. My next guest says most terrorists are treated better than this one in U.S. courts. Republican House Judiciary Committee member Greg Steube should know he has been involved in those court hearings and has served this country very honorably, just like he's involved in this ongoing congressional investigation. Congressman, good to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Neil.
So what you're arguing is that this president's getting shabby treatment, and a lot of Republicans argue that, but you take it a case further that even terrorists get better treatment. Explain.
So I was the Chief of Detainee Operations for Multinational Division North, 06 to 07 with the 25th Infantry Division as a JAG, and we would prosecute detainees in the Central Criminal Court of Iraq in their own judicial system. And in the investigative judge hearing process, actually there was no rules of evidence. The defendant who had a lawyer could present whatever exculpatory evidence they wanted to. They could present other evidence. They could call witnesses on their behalf. And in United States Congress and the Intelligence Committee, our own president wasn't afforded the right to call his own witnesses, to have those witnesses cross-examined by his lawyers, to have the minority and the Republicans to call the witnesses that they wanted to, and all of it happened in secret. And so it's a pretty sad day in America where the President of the United States is treated worse than we treat those that attacked our service members.
Then do you think it's wise for the president to pass on the opportunity to have legal representation and his own witnesses or his own legal counsel or White House officials at these Judiciary Committee hearings?
Well, the first committee hearing that we've had wasn't even a fact witness. I don't know what his White House counsel is going to cross-examine when it's 3 Democratic law professors that teach law and they're giving their opinion. I don't know what you would cross-examine there. They're not fact witnesses. One of the Republicans asked if any of them had any direct evidence as it related to any of the proceedings, as it related to the impeachment proceedings on President Trump, and none of them raised their hand. So at this point in the proceedings, there's nothing for White House counsel to do because it's just people giving their opinions. The next hearing that's going to be on Monday is again just staff giving a presentation on the report, the partisan report that they issued less than 24 hours before the hearing that we had yesterday.
Did you find it odd, though, Congressman, that report on all of that and the details of the next hearing, the very same day we get the Inspector General report on the source of this whole entire Mueller investigation itself?
Yeah, and actually that would be based on evidence and facts, unlike the Democrats' report that isn't based on evidence and facts and conjecture and hearsay and thoughts, and this is what we think he was thinking and what was going on.
Do you think that was deliberate, the fact that it was timed to be on the very same day?
I certainly wouldn't put it past the Democratic majority to try to change the narrative when this report comes out on Monday, which I'm sure is not going to be good for those in the Obama administration and the DOJ who were probably spying and using a FISA warrant process to spy on the Trump campaign.
Do you think, whatever your own thoughts, that Nancy Pelosi, by going full speed ahead with these articles of impeachment, or at least moving in that direction, that she sees that she has the numbers to impeach him in the House?
You know, I've heard rumors and words that some of the Democrats are thinking about backing off based on the way that the proceedings have gone thus far. I would be willing to bet that every Democrat in the Judiciary Committee is going to vote for the articles of impeachment despite on how they're worded. But there's 31 members who are Democrats who are sitting in Trump won districts in 2016, and I bet they're going to think very hard about that vote.
We shall see. You need 218 to your point. Congressman, very good having you. Thank you as well for your service to this country.